Hey folks, how's it going? This is Mr. Murray coming to you with a little video showing you how to access the online homework and use the online homework, brought to you by my.hrw.com, which is essentially this is the online platform used by the textbook company. So basically, at least for the closure in the short term, I am going to be using this. It has been kind of stressful for people in the past, but I've decided that it is going to be less stressful to turn stuff in through here than to turn stuff in on paper and constantly have to worry about what do I need to turn in and what do I not need to turn in. So if I assign you any homework through this website, you can assume that it's something you need to turn in. But what's good about this is once you turn in your assignment, which is what I'm going to show you in this video, okay, you are all set. No picture needs to be taken. You don't have to do anything like that. Once you turn it in and you see your grade, you're good to go. So I made a dummy account to kind of show you what it's going to look like on your end. Please keep in mind that if you have any issues that I'm going to discuss today and you ask me any questions that are related to those, I'm going to point you back to this video. So please make sure you've seen this video entirely, okay? So the first thing is you do want to make sure that everything's going good with your browser. If you need to get any kind of web support, if you have issues with anything, you can click on that link there. Hopefully you have your thing set up. Things to note, you want to have your pop-up blockers turned off. If you don't know how to do that, you need to look that up for your individual browser. Okay, for Chrome, it's usually in the address bar right next to the little star. So if you look up top, you're going to see a little star for bookmark. See, I just bookmarked it here. I recommend you do the same. Right next to there is where you're going to see any pop-ups that happen. So if you try to open an assignment and it doesn't open, that's one of the most common issues. That's what you want to do. So you want to start by logging in, and hopefully at this point you've received your username and password in your Milton PS email. You may be asked the first time you log in to change it, because in the beginning it's going to be some random letters and numbers. So please make sure you do that, and please make sure you remember your username and password. Okay, so I'm going to log in with Milton High, that's mine. So I'm going to log in, I'm going to enter my username and password. Okay, it's going to take me to this window right here. So any assignments you have are going to be found right down here. Okay, if I ask you to do an assignment and you don't see it, you need to click on My Assignments. Okay, and then this will give you a whole entire list. So for right now, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the home page. So to start your assignment, you're going to hit Start. Okay, this is the point where if you see nothing come up when you hit the Start button, go ahead and look and see if any pop-ups have been blocked. So I'm going to hit Start. Okay, and you can see my assignment comes up. So in this first problem, what I need to do is I need to find the area. Okay, and I know that the area is equal to 1/2 AB times the sine of C. So I'm going to do that to get my answer. Now let's say I am stuck and I don't know how to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit example, and what it's going to do is it's not only going to show me the formula, but it's actually going to show me how to plug in and find the exact kind of answer that we're looking for. So you're welcome to do that. Another thing you can do is click on the step-by-step button, and what that does is it takes you through step by step with the exact problem you're working on, and make sure you know how to do it. Okay, so here's an example of me plugging that in. So you can see that I plugged in that just like it asked me to. And then in the background on my calculator, what I'm doing is I'm plugging that in. And I'm using Wolfram. They do have a free app for your phone that you can get. And that's what I'm currently doing right now. And I'm only using my phone so that I can show you the video and not have to be messing around on the screen. So what I got was, now you want to round to the nearest 10th, 47.2. And then you hit check, and if you're right, it will tell you you're right. Now, this does not count as completing the problem. You need to hit try another, and it will take you back to your original question. And so now that I've had an opportunity to do that, I'm going to now just plug in differently. So now instead of plugging in whatever, I think it was 119, I'm going to plug in 122. And this is literally just like what we did in the do now. Okay, and so what I end up getting for this problem, again, using my little graphing calculator utility, right, I would plug that in, and I would see what does, right, my graphing calculator tell me. Spoiler alert, it's actually faster if you, in this case, because I've got bad service. So what I get is roughly 5.1. I put in my answer, I check it, it says correct, and I'm good to go. So you can see that this has not been marked off. So you hit next question, and you can see that you've gotten credit for this one. Now I've got another one. So then I go through that problem, and so on and so on. Okay, folks, so at this point, what I've done is I've actually taken the time, I've done it all out, right? You can see that 1, 2, 3, and 4 are done. And now I've checked my answer. I'm going to check my answer, and the fifth one is complete. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. And by the way, you can actually, there's some actually cool videos that they have as well. But in any case, when I'm done, I'm going to press this button right down here. See, it says turn it in. Okay, and that's how I know I'm going to be done. By the way, at any time you can save and close to indicate you want to get back to it later, but I'm going to hit turn it in. Okay, and hopefully it's just thinking. See, it's thinking. It will give you a warning if you're actually not done with all the problems because, obviously it just wants to make sure that there aren't any problems that you haven't done, in case you accidentally overlook those, because then you wouldn't receive credit for those. Okay. And here's the reality, right? There may be some glitches in the system. It might not work perfectly, right? We know from the past that sometimes this happens. Just keep in mind, you may want to save pretty regularly, just so you make sure you don't lose any credit for anything. I'm going to try to... Let me see what happens if I refresh this. All right, and here we go. You can see that the assignment has been submitted successfully. You do want to make sure that you have good internet connection. That can sometimes be a reason it doesn't work. So we take a look, and you can see you've got 100% Course 2 Honors Test assignment. So you're done, and you know that you've got full credit. And you can actually click on my progress reports for more information. And if you look at that, that might be helpful as well. But as long as you can see you've completed it and you have a grade of 100, then you're good to go. Okay? And then you're going to know your problems are right because it's checking it on the spot. And if it's wrong, it will give you guidance. After enough wrong guesses, you may be asked to do it again. All right, and then maybe try different numbers. I'm going to try to give you some more attempts so that my idea is to focus on practice rather than on correctness. Just like when I check the homework, I want to see you give a good effort. I'm not necessarily judging it based on correctness. Okay, so hopefully you found this to be helpful. Please feel free at any time, right, to go through and kind of look at the different books, right? You can click on the interactive student edition, right? You can actually try to find, like this, for example, this was 17. You can actually, if you need to go through a lesson, and you can actually get a little refresher. So maybe you need a little refresher on the law of cosines, right? You can work through the lesson and kind of give yourself a little refresher. And this is kind of like what we did in class as well. So hopefully you found this video to be helpful. Again, please take a look at your email so that you have a sense of what is your username and password. And then please today, I need you to try the test assignment. All right. Best of luck. Let me know if you have any problems, but only after you view this video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.